So let me show you how watercolouring works, right? I've picked this nice big image. So if we're going to colour the Easter Bunny, should we colour his front with a little bit of blue, right? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to colour, you don't need to colour the whole thing in, much to our Oliver's dismay. I was trying to teach my two sons watercolouring yesterday, and they weren't quite getting that you don't have to colour the whole image in, right? You just have to put a little bit of the colour down. So if I get a little bit of blue down here, what we've got is we've got almost pure pigment on the base here. So you've got that lovely watercolour pigment. It's going to be great for you to blend with. So then what we do is just bring in your tub of water, little bit of water, take most of this off so that you haven't got too much on, right? And then as soon as we add the water, what it does is it breaks down all of that pigment and enables you to blend it all together, so it becomes almost like a paint at this point. So you get a paint finish, but in a controllable way that you've been able to control with your pencils. This is the thing. People aren't frightened of pencils in the same way that we would be frightened. I mean, I don't know about you, but there's no way I would pick up a paintbrush and feel comfortable just starting to paint. Whereas pencils, oh yeah, I can colour in. I've coloured in since I was a kid. It's not that difficult. And that is generally the attitude that most people have. So can you see there, we're able to do that watercolour effect, and we're just able to watercolour it from the start, blending it all the way down, okay? Now what you don't do is, once you've got your card wet, don't go and put any more colour on. So for example, if we get to there and I want that to be a bit deeper, don't colour over the top, because it's not going to look very good. What you're going to do instead is you're going to pick some of the colour up onto the tip of your paintbrush, and can you see we're just going to paint that back into there. So it just gives me a little bit more shading, so a little bit more depth of colour on here, and then we can add more paint, literally as paint, straight from the pencil. So loads of different ways. I'm going to try and share with you loads of different techniques over the course of the show, because there are so many different ways you could use these pencils, right? So that is just the basics starting to colour down. Let's do a little bit on his ears up here, right? So I'll clean my brush out. Let's have our bunny being a little bit of a mango shade, right? So I'm going to shade along the top of his ears, bit of colouring there, bit of colour in the bottom, right? So it's literally scribbling. There's no special way to do this. You're literally just scribbling a little bit of colour down, right? Then take off most of the water off your brush, and you're literally just going to blend that in, and you get that lovely watercolory effect on his ear, where it's deeper at the top and lighter at the bottom. You see, so you get that ombre effect. This is what I absolutely love about this. Now, we're starting to get emails in already with all of your pictures. Thank you so much, guys. The more you email us, the more we'll try and get as many pictures as we can on the show. It is an interactive show, so I want everybody to be able to come into the studio. We've done all sorts this week. We've had people calling in live via Skype. We've had people sending little videos in. I've got a video to show you a little bit later. Actually, I'll show you at the end of this one. With my kids sitting colouring in the Easter Bunny. Some top tips from our Oliver. He was on just a while ago. Watch, I'm going to put a little bit of, shall I pick up a bit of pink? So if we want to put, so inside the ear you would have a little bit of pink, wouldn't you? So what I'm going to do is pick it up onto the tip of my pencil like I did before, and pop a little bit of pink in there. But can you see how it blends straight away? Yeah? So we didn't have to colour that in. We literally just dropped a little bit of pink straight onto there, and we got that lovely blend coming straight through. A little bit more, I think, on that one. And then there's my pink inside the bunny's ears. A little bit of pink. And then we blend it through. What you don't want to do, what our Charlie was doing last night when he was doing some of his colouring, was getting the paper far too wet. Of course, he thought this was brilliant. And once it was wet like this, he's just going over and over and over it with more and more. And I was like, no, son, no, not too much. But you know what kids are like. He was only 3. Maybe for a 3-year-old, this is a little on the advanced side for a 3-year-old. But my 6-year-old absolutely loved it. And actually, while I'm colouring this bit of this bunny, should I see if we can get that video up so we can show you those two? Oh, before we do, we've had an image from Lisa of her lily. Oh, and she's sitting colouring in the bunny at the moment. Oh, Lisa, that looks brilliant. I'm loving that everybody is having a go with all of this and embracing all of the new colouring. Oh, thank you, Lisa. That's super cute. Isn't the bunny really great? And I tried to, when we asked Sarah to draw this for us, so Sarah works in our Aycliffe store here. So obviously our store's closed at the moment, so we don't have any of the staff in working at the moment. So Sarah's just at home and she said, what can I do to help? And I said, do you know what? You're such a great, she's such a great artist, Sarah. I said, can you draw us a nice Easter bunny? And if you look, our Easter bunny's doing some crafting. So he's got his ink pads and his little ink blender and everything. So it's a crafty Easter bunny. So here was me last night trying to teach, well, actually, Oliver felt like the expert. I'd shown him the basics. He was halfway through his bunny and he considered himself quite an expert. Now have a look at this. Boys, how's it going?
Very, 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 very good.
Oh, very good. How do you do it then, Oliver?
You see the colour?
Yeah.
Then you get some water.
Oh, you're blending two colours there.
Then you get some water.
Right.
You put some water.
What's the trick? Oh, don't have it too wet.
Then you paint your hand.
Right, just take a bit of the water off, yeah?
And then you paint over top of what you've coloured in.
And blend it all together.
Yeah.
That's good.
Can you get me some more?
Are you doing a bit more of the blue?
Can you get some more house?
I'll print you some more out, Charlie.
I won't colour in a house. I'm not colouring in the water on this time.
That's lovely, that, Oliver. Lovely colouring. He's just like his mummy. He's just, he's very shy mind. When we tried to get him on Skype yesterday, he was very shy. But as soon as he thinks it's just me and him chatting and we're just doing a video, I said we'll send it to Nana Sue. He's all down with that. So do you know, it's super easy. The bunny is a brilliant one to start the kids on. Now, Joe was just saying he's actually found this colouring a lot easier than the colouring we did last week. Joe, that's watercolour. The whole idea is, this is like, if you're just starting colouring, this is where you should start. But you need a really good quality watercolour pencil. I know I'm going to bang on about this the whole time. These aren't kids colouring watercolour pencils. These are proper artist grade watercolouring pencils. Don't let the price put you off. Don't think, well, for that price they must be rubbishy pencils. Bear in mind, a tin of comparable artist watercolour pencils would set you back somewhere between £40 and £50 for a tin of 24. Ours are exceptional value to start with at usually £29.99 a tin, but with the starter kit it's just phenomenal.